Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas. We've got a great talk today with Caesar Camacho, and it's an extremely valuable talk, so I hope you enjoy it. And here is Caesar.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Caesar. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, Miss Cathy. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Look at you with your Santa hat on.
Well, yeah, see, just in the season to be jolly, right?
Well, I had another hat, but I thought it looked too stupid. Look at that.
Oh,
So I said to Ali, I'm not wearing that.
yeah.
But I've got my joyful top on, so that's good.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm home with the family, so it's an awesome time, and it's Christmas time.
I know. Isn't it wonderful?
Yes,
This
it
is my
is.
favourite time of the year.
This
I'm
is.
up at my sister's place at the moment. I'm caretaking her farm.
Oh, that's right. How's that going?
It's brilliant. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Horses, goats, dogs, absolutely everything. Can you see the stairs on the back wall?
Yeah, I
Stairheads on the
see
back
that.
wall?
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't know if you can see it, but if you look to the left, far left, you'll see my saddle.
Oh, yeah, I see the saddle. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So horse riding I am.
Well, good. I mean, that's great. Everyone should be happy and doing the things they love, especially during this time.
I know, it's wonderful, and it is a time for Christmas, and it's a time for families to
Hmm.
to bring together. But Caesar, we're going to have a great discussion today.
Yes, we are.
Oh, first of all, I've got to say congratulations on a wonderful career.
Oh yeah,
You are
thank you, man.
now.
Yeah, almost there. This is like right there. So
Oh, you won't know what to do with yourself. I'm sure that you have lots and lots of household chores to do.
yes, right, hon. I got the honeydew list.
Don't forget, Santa will probably be bringing that anyway.
Yeah.
So, Caesar, I'm going to hand the stage over to you. You
Okay.
wanted to talk about how the military talk
Yes.
and what they don't say and what they do say, and also the red flags. I've had a few in the last couple of days of
Hmm.
victims coming to me, emails,
Okay.
saying, "Do you know this person?" They're sending me the pictures, sending me the passports, sending me the military ID. You don't do that.
No.
And yeah, so it's a lot. It's a lot. So over to you, sir.
Okay. So we're gonna first go with military jargon. Okay. Um, I'll just say this: everybody in the military was once a civilian, correct? Like, you were in the military, Miss Cathy, right?
That's right.
So when military people talk to other military people, it's okay to say the jargon. Now,
Mm,
when I talk with civilians, right, I don't use military jargon.
mm.
I know to actually, say just regular words like, how's your day good doing? I'm doing great. Where in the army we would say, how you doing? Oh, great.
Your New Yorker accent.
Yeah. so
Yeah.
so a lot of times, and I've seen it before with other people. When I read their text messages, they have that military jargon in there, and it's not
Mm,
necessary. Because, like I said,
mm,
if like even when I talk to my wife, I'll make it to where it's not too much military jargon. Even though she knows a lot of it already, but still, I know in the back of my mind, I'm not talking to a military person. So that's one thing. If you're talking to a quote unquote military person, that military person should not be saying all the excessive jargon.
that's right.
It's just not necessary. It's not.
Mm, mm,
Because like I said, I've seen a few where they have. I mean, really, the military times, the days. Now I can see them once in a while, but this is just way too much. It's like my job is Alpha Bravo, 1900 Delta Hua, and no one's really going to know that. But to a
That's
person
right.
who doesn't understand that, they're so enamored with it. They're like, wow, I'm being a part of it, right? I'm a part of this military thing, yay! So they get suckered into it. So just look out for that jargon. There's no, like I said, there's no need to express. Even when I talk to you or Miss Ruth, I'm not using any military jargon.
No.
Right?
But even if you did, we'd understand.
Sure. Well, I know you would.
Yeah.
But I know Miss Ruth don't understand.
Yeah.
So again, that's why, like I said, we're gonna know who we're talking to, who our audience is. And if I'm constantly throwing all this military stuff, then that's a big red flag. It's a big red flag. Also the grammar. Guys and girls, and it's guys and girls. The grammar, please. If for example, if I'm talking to you, say, Miss Cathy, and I interrupt you, I'm just gonna say, "Oh, I'm sorry to bother you." Right? That's a common, right? You're not gonna read, "Oh, pardon for intrusion." Pardon for intrusion. What? People, if it reads weird, it's most likely from a translator. You're not gonna anyone who speaks English is not gonna say those type of words. And I know, Miss Cathy, from your experience, you've seen a lot of those text messages, Roger, where it was kind of like, wait, kind of going off, and that's one thing we need to look out for, that grammar. Because there's some bad grammar out there, and
the punctuation too.
Oh my goodness, the punctuation. Awful. It's like, why are you putting an exclamation point on there? Why why is a question mark there? And again, it's just it's just not right. So please, everyone, when you see the grammar, okay. And another thing I want to add, and I'm sure you've seen this before, Miss Cathy. All the secret missions that all these military people are on. Ladies and gentlemen, and again, this happens not only to the ladies, it happens to the guys too. Okay? If they're on a secret mission, why are they talking to you?
Exactly.
Why are they talking to you literally 12 to 13 hours a day with you if they're on a secret mission?
That's right.
It doesn't happen. I can tell everyone, when I was deployed, my wife knew there were times where I would not contact her. Again, I was preoccupied with a certain mission or whatever we were doing. So them getting their phone call,
you're there to do a job. You're not there to socialize.
Exactly. And my family thought it was kind of like a treat. Here I am talking with them. And at first it was on the phone, on a sat phone. Then it was a computer with Skype. I had Skype on my PlayStation Portable. That's how I talk to my family. And then it was a computer. Now, saying that, and this is a big one, if they can't talk to you on FaceTime, just cut it. There's really no need. There's no need.
Yeah.
Because every base across the world is going to have what they call MWR, right? It's morale, welfare, and rest. And inside these MWRs, they're going to have an internet cafe in which they have free computers for the soldiers to use. And all these computers have all the cameras, the microphones. They have everything. You want to play a video game on the computer? They give you the joystick too. So there's no excuses. None, Miss Cathy. Heck.
Caesar, can you explain that you do not have to pay for them to leave the base for their leave?
Oh, great topic. Yes. So Army is going to pay for me to actually fly back to the United States. I never had to pay out a dollar. So if I'm in Iraq and I want to go back home, the Army's going to send me back to my base, where my station is. Now from there, then yes, and I will pay for, like, say if I would go to Texas and say I wanted to go to New York from Texas, then yeah, that's going to be on me to take care of. But the Army is going to make sure and pay for my expenses to back to my base. So there's no way, shape, or form that I need someone else to, write a form saying and give me their bank account for anything, or whatever, or their social security, or claim to be my fiance.
I was just going to bring that up. You're reading my mind.
Yeah. Everyone, and again, guys and girls, the Army does not. No, actually, we'll just say the military. The military does not recognize you. Actually, I'll say this: they recognize you either as single or as married. They do not recognize you as engaged. So if you get that little paper and they're saying, "Look, pretend you're my fiance and help me out with this," no, military will not recognize you as engaged. Either you're single, and if you are engaged, they consider you as single. Do not consider you married yet.
And also, don't send money to them for a flight.
No. Again, like we said earlier, they flew me in where I needed to go. That was it. I didn't have to sign anything. It was just there. I took a helicopter to the main airport, and they flew me off. That's it.
So, Caesar, so besides all that, what's the other red flags to watch out for? I have one red flag, which is really, really a vital, important point, and that is when you said that they're on a secret mission and they'll tell their victim or their client that they've been ambushed and they've gone to a hospital and they have to pay all the medical bills. Have you had that one?
Yes, I have heard that one.
Yes.
So military is always going to pay for any hospital expenses, especially in the, because every major base across the world is going to have a medical facility, and we're taken care of. I just walk into the facility here and just say, "Hey, I need an appointment," and they take care of it. I need dental, they take care of it. I had surgery, they take care of it.
Exactly.
So do not send money people for hospital bills.
Oh no! And don't send gift cards.
No, don't need to send gift cards, because when we are deployed, we have access to our bank accounts. We have access. And I never had an issue at an ATM or anything to say, "Hey, I got my money. Here you go." Never had an issue. Never had an issue.
So people, they do have access. Everyone, they do have access to their bank accounts. Don't send gift cards. There's also, pardon me. Yes, don't send gift cards. Don't send money because their bank account is not locked up. They do have access to it.
Yeah, they have access to my bank account.
They do have mess halls, so they've got heaps of food.
We get fed. Yes, even boots on the ground when we're on a mission. Guess what? We have the little bags with the food in it. You remember those?
Ration packs.
Yes, we call those MREs, meals ready to eat.
Ration packs are called in my day.
Yeah, ration packs. Yes, they're rations. And so they give us. I mean, this way we're a few hours away from the installation. We can actually eat. I mean, so we're taken care of. Yes, and
very much so.
No such thing as no internet. We have internet.
So they can make a video call. You can make a video call. You can make a phone call.
Yes, you can make a video call and a phone call. 100%.
Exactly. always, always verify. Trust but verify is the golden rule that ScamHaters and especially Dustin uses too, and that is don't accept a friend request from a stranger you have never ever met in person.
Yep, just because the fake picture looks amazing, and yeah, there's no need. Why? And it's funny because you'll get those, and they'll say, "Hey, I'm sorry to intrude. I'm sorry for intrusion with you, but I want to be friends with you." Why? Who are you? There's no need. You know. And if you are that curious, because it's amazing how, I've had a few people contact my wife when they find out that, they think they're talking to me. If you can if you can be that resourceful, you can just go on your phone, right? Just go on your phone and look at that account, look at that profile. Because I guarantee you can go on that profile and you see maybe about 5 followers, and they're all Nigerian.
And they might only have 1 or 2 posts, and they've only created the account.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
That's a telling sign.
Sure. And if you need to, you can go to the little dots above, especially like on Instagram, and it'll bring down the the things that you can actually choose, and you can see look about the account, and you'll see change the name 3 times, did this 3 times. I mean, there's a lot you can actually do.
Yeah, Galen's just said, and don't accept the accounts. The accounts,
yes. There's accounts, and now there's phone number accounts.
Yes.
I've been seeing that now. I had one that asked me, "Hey, is this person?" I'm like, "No, that person, no. It's a phone number account. It's just numbers across. Why trust it?" Oh, okay, thanks. I'm like, yeah.
That's right. What's besides all that, Caesar? What not only, I mean, okay, so you've been using romance scams yourself, and they also, not only you, they tend to also, unfortunately, bring the children into it too.
Yeah. That's oh, and
that's
again,
rough.
It's to dig at the heart of the person, because they'll send out from one profile, they'll just mass send out. Because all you gotta do is pay $5, and they get those immediate followers, and you send it all out, and they know they're gonna get that one person that's gonna say, "Oh, that person's military." Then they'll say, "Okay, I'll just talk with them. No, not they'll be safe." And then they'll send a picture with a military person and their children, and they'll say, "Yeah, the mom died. I'm taking care of the home by I'm in Syria by myself. My kids are, with my friend's neighbor. They'll make up some story, and they'll feel bad over it."
Exactly. They'll say that most of them are widowed, or some of them are separated, some are divorced, but mostly it's widowed.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And as you said,
some of us said I was widowed.
Their wife died, or their husband died of cancer, the wife died in childbirth, or the wife left for the neighbour next door, the wife was on drugs. It goes on and on and on.
Yeah,
it's a load of hogwash.
And the amazing part of that is always the timing. Something that's say, for example, God forbid that was a situation. Why is it that discussed literally within an hour talking to this person? Why is it discussed already within a day, 2 days? That's something that no human being is gonna just come out with and just be, just hey, my wife died recently of cancer and she and whatnot. But yeah, here I am talking to you, just wanting to be my friend, and I'm calling you beautiful. Yet, it just doesn't make sense.
And they act so very, very quickly too.
Yes.
They act very quickly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People got to be wary of that. You know, if they bring up something traumatic quick, that there's an issue because there's no need.
I had another one yesterday. I was talking to a victim, and she had a parcel scam with the military personnel,
Okay.
where he sent. Apparently, he was in Yemen.
In Yemen.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, he was in Yemen on a peacekeeping mission. No, and he sent. Yeah, exactly. And he sent a parcel out, and the parcel arrived. She was in Indonesia. The parcel arrived in Indonesia, but she had to pay the Indonesian tax to get the parcel delivered to her house, and it was going to cost her $7,500.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
My goodness.
yeah.
Man. And everyone, Miss Cathy hit the nail on the head. If you hear peacekeeping, I don't know anyone that says peacekeeping. None. I haven't.
Yep.
They haven't used that term since the 60s or 70s. When we say we go somewhere, we're deploying to this or temporary duty station. That's it. There's no peacekeeping mission. Even in Iraq, there was no peacekeeping mission. It was enduring freedom, or yeah.
There's another one here from Galen too. Came across your profile when looking for a friend. That is a good one. That is a good one.
And
that happens quite often
online. That's the problem too. That's a big problem.
It is a big problem.
It is, because people now because I guess social media just keeps you grounded. That you're just gonna be on your phone and just say, oh, you know what?
I couldn't think of anything more worse than being on the computer and being on your phone all day. There is so much to do. You can do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot to do, and I think I know I've heard people when I've talked to some victims, a lot of them state that because of COVID, they got so indoctrinated in being in home and just taking, they got used to just doing everything, to include just social media alone. You can do anything. You can order, you can shop online.
That's
you
right.
don't need to go out to go grocery shopping anymore, Miss Cathy, right? You can just order it online. You just have it delivered now,
I mean, I'm very fortunate where I'm up on a farm at the moment, and oh my God, it is so peaceful, so beautiful. Just excuse me for a minute, Caesar.
Sure.
Can you turn that ice machine off at PowerPoint, please? Sorry, I've got ice dropping in the machine that's going.
You're okay, Miss Cathy. It's quite all right. You do you.
Other one. Thank you. Thanks, Ellie. Sorry, Caesar.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It was driving me crazy. You probably couldn't hear it, but I could. It was annoying.
No,
It is so hot here. Holy moly.
Really?
Oh yes. It is 32 degrees, which is about 94, and it's only 10:30 in the morning.
Wow. Okay.
That's
wow.
hot.
Yeah, because here I think it was 25 degrees Fahrenheit earlier today.
So
it felt like Christmas.
Sorry. So getting back to what we were saying.
Yes.
Yeah. So looking for a friend, and came across your profile. Why would you send a message if you're looking for a friend and you came across a profile? It doesn't make sense.
No.
It doesn't make sense. I find that with the scammers, with the timeline, the scammer will make contact with you, and they will talk to you, as you said, for hours on end. They'll send emails and messages on your phone and everything like that, and then they'll say, look, they're in the military, and they say, oh look, I'm going on deployment. Nothing is said about money at all for the first maybe couple of weeks, maybe a month. Then they go on deployment, and then that's when it starts. And it's one issue after another.
Ain't that funny? Yeah, you're right. It's almost like a script. It's almost like a movie, right? The movie starts off all nice. You get the introductions to the protagonist, and then all of a sudden, like you said, they go on this secret mission, peacekeeping mission, and oh, we got blown up, and I'm in the hospital right now, so I can't. I need money for the hospital bills, or I'm stuck here in this country now. I'm alone, and I got no one to send me any food.
Exactly. But Caesar, you must have ESP this morning, because that's exactly what I was just going to bring up.
Because we've dealt with a lot of the same victims.
I know, we do. Yeah, we're so versed in it.
And they're smart. The scammers are smart, because they know they have, like I said, they have that script, and they just will tug on the victim's heart, because again, they send out a mass amount of, hey, I sorry to intrude you, but I want to say be a friend. I think you're beautiful. I think you're handsome. All this, and then, like you said, they'll know, because someone's gonna bite, and they'll talk, and then, like you said, they'll disappear because they went on mission, and they're already left that little bait there for that victim. Now the victim's just waiting to talk. Oh my goodness, he's on mission, and then, like you said, I'm in the hospital, or I'm stuck here and I have no food, or I'm stuck in this place now and I need help. I mean, people have been said that they've been in a hostage situation. But if you're in a hostage situation, why are you calling you? I'm gonna call my loved ones. I'm gonna call my mom, dad. I'm gonna call my brother. I'm not gonna call this person I just started talking to just 2 weeks ago.
And you've got to remember too, if there's a major ambush or an attack, it'd be on the media.
Mm-hmm. To include, and I'm glad you brought that up, to include that the bases shut down internet when that happens. They shut it down because they don't want, this. They don't want, like, say for example, say someone lost a life. They don't want that going out to no. Oh my God, mom, this happened. No, they don't want that. So we get literally internet blackout when something like that happens. Internet blackout. So there's times where I could be in the middle, say I came back from mission, I'm talking to my family, and it gets cut off. Nothing I can do about it. So yeah, so yeah, that and that's why that's actually done. So yeah, there's no way, shape, or form you're going and posting out that something happened, in literally within an hour or two. None.
Yeah. Another thing that we've got to let our victims know, and that is that the scammers, when they're talking to you, they're not only talking to you alone. They're talking to many at the same time. And you're right, Caesar, they do follow a script. And and there might be a question where the victim will ask a question, and they'll type in, okay, so what do I have to put in? And they'll give the answer, and they'll tell the victim. Or you'll ask them a question, and it'll be it's a good question for us to ask, but they mightn't understand it. So then I have to go away and Google Translate it, and then they'll reply. It's not a direct reply. Instant.
Roger. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
And this time of year, they are just rampant.
And it shouldn't be. I mean, but again, it is, like I said in one of my videos, it is that time of year, and people want to do good. The problem is, they're listening with a lot of this and some of this. At this point, you should listen a little more here than a little less here, because and I'm sure you've heard your people tell you something kept telling me to stop, stop talking to this person. but then you should have just listened because they know what's going on. But a lot of times, it's actually human behavior that we don't want to be wrong.
Oh no.
Right? I mean, let's
And
be
they're
real.
starting to, and I think also when you start to question yourself and question them, you know that something isn't kosher.
Right. And you don't want to cross that line because you're gonna
No.
look like you were wrong. And again, it's human behavior, human nature that we don't want to be wrong. Hence why we debate each other for stuff. Right?
Exactly. That's right. That's exactly right. Is there any other red flags that you can think of that we need to express really urgently to all victims?
Yes. So especially for military, like I said before, jargon. So I'm gonna give another example. I had one where they were saying they were talking to a commander. So the person they were talking to they had a commander that was in charge of them that was not allowing them to talk to them often. And I said, well, what's the grade of the commander? They said, oh no, it's a commander. So I asked them just type in what the ask them just what is their grade, because the military person is going to know what the pay grade is, right? And they wrote back just commander. So don't and just don't fall for all that, because if they don't give you a specific answer, like I said, you be resourceful, use your phone, look up the grades, look up the ranks, if you have to. I know it's a lot, but I mean it's better than to take the time to actually be resourceful and take care of yourself than end up losing $1,000. Oh, and one more thing too. As I mentioned before in other videos, anytime they say, I don't have access to internet, I don't have access to my bank, I don't have access to my money, they're always going to follow up, but if you could. It's always like that. I don't have whatever. Like you said before, I don't have a way to go back home. But if you could, that automatically, whenever you see that, I don't have, just cut them off. There's really 100% no need.
That's a very interesting point and a very true point too, Caesar.
It is, right? I mean, think about it, because that's how a lot of the victims, when they start getting them, that's what they do. They say, I don't have, because now they establish that friendship, right? They establish a friendship now, and you've seen it before, Miss Cathy. They'll say, oh, I'm thinking of falling for you. You're so amazing. You're such a wonderful person. You're the light in the darkness. And they make everyone just, oh, I feel so good. This person gives me so many good compliments. And right? And that human nature of you is like, man, that feels so good getting a compliment. And that's when they say, hey, I don't have, and just fill in the blank. And then immediately they're going to say, but if you could. And then they fill in that same blank, whatever that is in there.
And then once you've sent that, they've got you on the hook.
That's it. That's it. You're hooked.
Another one is also when they get to the camp, wherever they are in deployment, and they do mention about the Wi-Fi, and they say to you, look, can you possibly just send me $50 for the Wi-Fi? As soon as you make that first deposit, you are hooked.
That's it.
Regardless of what you send money for, you are there. And it can last for a long time. And they will also say to you that, oh, I'm here for 6 months, but it could be longer. The 6 months comes up, oh no, I'm here for another 6 months. And it'll go on and on. It's just total lies.
And that's all it is, I guess. Again, and if you notice, the further the distance, the trickier they can be. Because again, if someone is talking to, say, in Australia, you're familiar with, especially in your area of Australia, you're gonna know how they talk, where they're at. You know, they'll just say whatever. But if I say, like you said, in Yemen, right? I know you've never been to Yemen. I never been to Yemen.
No.
But they can say anything. I'm in Al-Assad Air Base. Okay. Maybe you're right.
Caesar, bringing that up, like you just did, is there soldiers in Syria?
So yes, there are some soldiers in Syria. So their jobs is basically to they were actually, so for example, say the counterparts. So say if I'm over there and I'm a military policeman, and I'm over there training up the Syrian military policemen, to do their job. And that's what they're there for. To include I don't want to say peacekeeping mission, but
no.
They're there to actually help maintain the government, but it's a very small number. It's not very large at all. From what I understand, I think there may have been, they said maybe close to 1,000. And that's okay for me to say, because you can look it up and see that they actually say, yeah, there's about almost 1,000 people there. So there's almost about 1,000. That's all military across the board.
I've had people say to me that they're talking to a military personnel in Russia, Yemen, Syria, and I think the other ones were in the UK, and they were all on peacekeeping missions. I'm sorry, I had to say it.
So like I said, for Syria, because the United States, government, they want to. It's kind of like when World War II, right? We have bases in Germany, right? Because where was a lot of the issues coming from? Germany. We have bases in Japan. Why? Because we had issues with Japan, right? That was one of the threats. So that's why we have some people in Syria. Okay, it's not really per se to control or invade, or every time they said that, oh, you invaded Iraq, you invaded Afghanistan. No, we're actually asked to come, to actually help solidify the government. But as far as Russia,
I know.
The only thing,
especially at the moment,
embassies. That's it. Embassies. Yemen, no. Syria, yes. Russia, no. What was the other base? What place
UK.
You said? Oh, in United Kingdom? No, like I said, probably an embassy, or if there's like, say, a crossover event, with the UK Army and the United States Army, and they're doing like some kind of exercise.
There you go.
Like a field training exercise. They can do that, but they're not staying there. They're not stationed there. They're not,
No.
Yeah.
No. And the forms that yes, this is a great one.
Those are tricky because they're getting better at the forms, Cathy. I've seen one where it had Army letterhead on the top. But there's a problem, though, because there is a thing called military writing. Roger, you see, there's an actual standard format for the military writing. But this didn't make any format whatsoever. It literally looked like they just cut and paste certain things and just put it on there, and they pushed it out. But yeah, the military form. So I'll just say this, just to make it simple: no person in the military is going to send a civilian a military form for them to fill out.
Say that again.
So no military personnel will send anybody any type of form to fill out. None. For college,
there we go, everyone.
For a bank, I fill it out. For a house, I fill it out. For my leave, I fill it out. It's me. They're not gonna, if they send it to you and say you need to fill this out, man, that's the biggest red flag ever.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to touch base on that because there's been a lot that have said to me, oh, look, he sent me this form for me to fill out, or I have to pay, I think it was 5,000 US dollars for a fiance form.
Yeah, and no, I mean, think about it, right? When you get married, I mean, are you gonna? How much do you pay for your a fiance form? I mean, no,
We don't.
No, you
We
don't.
don't.
There's no
No.
forms to fill out. I asked my wife to marry me, and I had my ring.
That's exactly right.
No form. But that's what I meant. That's what I said earlier. That the Army does not recognize, or no military, especially United States. I can't speak for European. I can't speak for Australian, but no U.S. military recognizes engagements. So everyone, please remember that the military does not recognize it at all.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no forms.
No forms, please.
No leave. Don't pay for any leave.
Don't pay for
nothing.
any leave. No. We have access to our bank accounts. There's no such thing as closing unless I literally spent every dime. But again, if I was that bad with my finance, you'd be surprised my leadership will actually come to me and say, hey, we got a letter from the bank saying that you've been really, reckless with your bank account. And they will, and the Army will try to help me, fix my bank account. But they're not. But they're not going to go reach out, say, hey, Miss Cathy, can you send a form out and send it to Sergeant Camacho because he needs help with his finances? No.
Another thing I want to bring up too, Caesar, and that is when you're sending money over, is the PayPal accounts. Now, what I mean by PayPal is that the scammer will ask you, oh, I need money for this or I need money for that. Can you send it through PayPal? Now, they will give you different names on the accounts. It won't be, that's what happened to me, it won't be their name. Okay. Now, I want to explain that is actually money laundering because they're using other victims who have been scammed, and they are now on the sucker list. And the sucker list is when people have been scammed before and they've been scammed again, they're on the sucker list. So the scammer actually sells your profile to the next scammer.
Wow.
They're getting very good at doing that.
Whew. So what do you, I mean, I would just say, hey, guys and girls, just please be vigilant. Don't accept these random people just coming out of the blue saying they want to be a friend. You don't need them.
Or even Cash App, as one of our members have said here, or Cash App. That happened to her. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, no military personnel needs money, everyone. None. Zero. Needs money.
I'm saying to everyone, look, you've probably seen the big, I love writing, as you can tell, when I do my posts. I do big write-ups. I love to write. And I always say to people, look, keep your money, spend it on yourself. Go and
That's
buy
the best bill to pay.
Yeah, go and buy yourself a cup of coffee. Go and have a day out with your friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buy a new fishing rod or buy a new dress. Don't send it. You work too hard for your money.
That's very true.
You do. You work too hard for your money, and people, they are left absolutely destitute. It's terrible, and it's worldwide. It's not only Australia; it's worldwide. They're left destitute.
That's
and they will target. Yeah. It's bad in New Zealand. It's getting they're getting pretty cluey in New Zealand too. And the good thing about Australia, I don't know if you knew about this, but maybe Ruth has told you, in Australia, the government has passed a bill where the banks have to listen to the victims over here. And yes, and that's why I always say when somebody comes to me and they're Australian, make your police report first. So make a fraud report, then go to the bank and make sure you've kept all your documentation of all your transactions and where they've gone, the dates and times. And the bank will take up to about a month to go through everything. And they're favouring the victims now. So getting your money back isn't. I'm not saying it's 100%, but it's probably 60% in Australia now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And hopefully that can go help everyone worldwide.
Yes. Well, what's it like over there? Have you heard?
So, from what I understand, is you can still make a police report, but getting your money is almost like 5% chance of you getting it back, because a lot of times they it's deemed like you made, you're the customer, you paid for it, and now you don't want now you have an issue with it. It's like I bought the burger, I ate it, but I still want my money back because I don't like it.
And I always say, and I always say to the victim, when the money stops, the scam stops.
Yeah, ain't that funny? Because once you say no, or you say I can't have money, they get pretty rude on the
Oh, they do, and they'll say, "Don't you trust me? I'll pay you back, and I'll pay you back with interest, or I'll pay you back double." It's a load of BS.
Yeah, or they use everything that the victim told them. For example, hey, don't you remember we established a bond? You told me your life history. I told you my fake history. We have that bond together. What happened? You're leaving me out to dry. Don't you care? Like you said, don't you love me? Don't you care about me? And that's automatically going to tug at your heart.
And then, of course, there's the AI videos too in a scam, and they're getting really good.
Oh my goodness! I saw one where they did the AI one, where it was so weird. Like the body was pretty stationary, but the mouth was moving, and it had the person talking. But people, it's hard to fake an accent. Let me tell you. All right, if the person looks like Miss Cathy, but she's speaking in an African or Russian accent, or maybe the Russian, but the African accent.
Yeah, wouldn't you question it?
Especially when because I even had a few that said that they were from the South, so they were supposed to have quote unquote Southern accents. But when I really got on the phone, I got on the phone and I said, "Hey, you don't call this person again." All of a sudden, the struggling Southern accent turned into this Russian accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she came, an older woman came into my my recruiting stations and asked, "Do I know this person?"
Yeah.
I said, "Ma'am," I said, "there's a lot of people in the Army." So she showed me that one of those forms.
Oh my goodness!
And it had Social Security, had bank account, everything. She filled it out. She said, "But I don't know. I don't know who this person is. I'm kind of scared, but I want to help this person." I said, "Ma'am, this person's not real." So as I was talking with her, her phone was ringing. That was the guy. And I told her, put her on speaker. And boy, was it a terrible, quote unquote, American Southern accent.
Oh my gosh.
They were saying, "Hi, baby, y'all fixing to send me this." But it was like, like a robot. You send me this. It was like that. It was y'all fixing to get me this money, and I went, who is this? I said, you don't sound like you don't have an accent. Oh, let me speak to the. I said, speak real. I said, you're not calling this person anymore. I'm telling you right now. You call again, you're gonna have issues with me. And all of a sudden, oh, you sound so tough. It just went like that. And I said, yeah, come on. I said, bring it, guy. I said, you're not even American. And I told them some expletives, and I hung up.
I hope she listened.
Oh, from what I say, she did. I hope so. This was maybe, I would say maybe almost 8 years ago.
That long ago.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's when I was in recruiting. They would, like I said, they would just come right in and just ask, do you know this person? And I would tell my recruiters, don't worry about it, I got this. I know what's happening.
So, Caesar, when you're finished with the military, tell everyone what you're going to do with SHU.
So I am going to be a JROTC instructor, which I'll be working in a high school and, showing these young adults, to be responsible, to be disciplined, to be part of the community. So that's the role. It's not to try to join the army or anything like that. It's just have them become better people.
Oh, isn't that great?
That is so good. We need that. We need people to give back to the community. So
we do. It's no, we do. I just wanted to also bring up very, very quickly, because time is limited now, but don't please listen to everyone. Please listen to what Caesar has told you about, because they are all scammers.
Yeah.
And the red flags is, as you said, the names that they'll call you, and I absolutely hate these: baby, my queen or my king. Ugh.
Queen.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, it grinds me. Yes. Darling, sweetheart. Oh, it goes on and on and on. If you haven't met someone in person, who has in their right mind to be able to call you that anyway, for a start?
Yeah, agreed.
You don't do that. I've had, even since I've had ScamHaters United, I've had so many requests, from men, and I just, completely block and delete. Don't even give them a second chance.
Agreed. There's no need.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. There's no need.
No, don't do it.
A lot of people feel bad about blocking people. I don't understand.
Oh no, you shouldn't feel bad. No. You've got to start listening to your head.
Yes, I agree.
You've got to start listening to your head.
But it's not only easy.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, look, it's not only military. It's also if they're on an oil rig, if they're a pilot, or if they're a doctor, if they're a businessman, realtor. They will be any occupation.
Yeah.
Any occupation. It's no, don't do it. So Caesar, we're going to finish up very shortly. So what are you doing for Christmas?
So we're just gonna be here. We're here with the family, and enjoying our time together.
That's going to be lovely.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
Love Christmas time with my family. Love it.
Yeah. This, it's just going to be Ellie and I, and we're going to have a nice Christmas day together, nice and quiet.
Yes.
Yeah. Bake in the sun.
That's amazing.
Bake in the sun. But Caesar, once again, thank you so much.
Oh,
and
my pleasure. Anytime.
Look, I hope that people do take all the information from today's chat and they listen. They listen. Don't accept friend requests from people you don't know or you haven't met. And especially if they're military, you know, all the other occupations, because you are going to, oh, that's lovely. We've got a couple of thank you for the informations. So that's really good.
My pleasure, Emma. My pleasure.
Yeah. It's, yeah, no, it's not happening. It's not happening. All right, Caesar, thank you so much.
Miss Cathy, Merry Christmas again.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you. Merry
Enjoy
Christmas to your family.
family.
Yeah, Ellie, come here. Come say Merry Christmas. I'll bring my daughter in on this conversation at the very, very end. Yeah, it's just going to be us two with all the animals. My sister is on a cruise at the moment, overseas. So yeah, she's having a lovely cruise. Oh, here comes Lily. We've got this. She's beautiful. She was my late mother's dog. She's very, very special. Yeah. Okay. Here she is. We've got Samson and Delilah. This is Delilah.
Samson and Delilah. Wow.
Yeah. So,
look at that.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, young lady.
Yeah, this was Mum's dog. Yeah. Aren't you beautiful?
Oh, yeah. Hello, Riley.
Yeah, dogs everywhere. All right, Caesar, thank you so much. And we'll see you next year.
And please, if anyone has any questions, especially in regards to military scammers, hit up Miss Cathy and she'll hit me up and we'll get together.
And remember, people, silence is golden. That's it.
Agreed.
Okay, Caesar. Bye.
Have a great time, guys. We'll see you guys later.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.